This is Hell Night, on our 31 spooky movies of Halloween. Hell Night, released in 1981, directed by Tom DeSimone, and starring Linda Blair. Yes, that Linda Blair, the one from The Exorcist, who apparently decided that her next logical career move was to fight boredom herself and lose. This is a movie that starts off like it might be a fun, cheesy 80s slasher romp and then somehow manages to become the cinematic equivalent of watching a candle burn down in real time, but with far less suspense. Let me give you a spoiler-free synopsis, though honestly, the only thing I'd be spoiling is your evening, which is, par for the course. This movie follows a group of fraternity and sorority pledges who are sent to spend the night in a creepy old mansion as part of a hazing ritual. Remember whenever they were allowed to do that kind of thing? That was not the good old days. The mansion, of course, has a terrible history. Something about a murder, a madman, and a curse. The usual don't go in there setup that every horror movie used to kick off the fun. Only problem is, there is no fun. What follows is an endless parade of bland, interchangeable college students walking around dimly lit hallways, whispering about noises and looking vaguely inconvenienced. There's a killer, sure, somewhere, but you'll be so numbed by the time he shows up that you'll probably just greet him with a shrug and say, "Finally!" Now, Hell Night starts out promising. It wants to be a spooky, atmospheric, haunted house-based slasher. The first 15 minutes tease that very old-school horror charm. Creepy mansion, fake blood, college hijinks, and you're thinking, okay, maybe we're about to get a solid little cult flick. And then it dies. Not in a dramatic slasher movie type of way, not in a fun Final Destination type of way. It just keels over and dies quietly, like an overworked VCR. The cast is small, which could have been a strength, but every single person in it gives the kind of performance you would expect from a high school play about dental hygiene. Not a single one of them looks like they want to be there. They wander around the set like they're waiting for an Uber, which, given that it's like 1983, none of them know what an Uber is, but they're willing to wait until one shows up. Linda Blair, bless her, seems totally lost in a fog of regret. She looks like she's trying to remember if she's still under contract. Her delivery is so flat, it could level mountains. I honestly half expected her to turn to the camera and ask if they could just roll credits early, and I was thinking the same thing. Can we just get this over with? The rest of the cast isn't much better. We've got a frat guy, another frat guy, sorority girl, and it's a who's who of who's next. That's it. That's the lineup. And there's so few of them, the who's next is usually, that guy. Their performances certainly don't seem to matter either. You could replace them with cardboard cutouts and not lose a thing. And the pacing. Oh my God, Becky, the pacing. This movie moves slower than Continental Drift. Scenes drag on forever. People walk down hallways for minutes at a time. There's no tension, no rhythm, just long stretches of nothing, punctuated by occasional moments of slightly less nothing, and the occasional, oh wait, was that supposed to be scary moment. Even the kills, the bread and butter of any self-respecting 80s slasher movie, are as dull as week-old bread. There's no creativity, no flair, no payoffs. It's like the filmmakers were allergic to fun. Every time you think something might actually happen, the movie pats you on the head and says, no, let's have another scene of this guy trying to pick up this girl. The two that have no chemistry whatsoever. The cinematography, dark when you're outside, light in the inside, and not in a moody, atmospheric way. No, it's dark like we forgot to turn on the lights type of way, and light like, hey, all we can afford are the lights that are in this room. Half of the movie looks like it was filmed inside of a potato. Now, the scares. Hell Night doesn't much scare you as much as it gently bores you into submission. It's the kind of horror movie that could double as a sleep aid. If you suffer from insomnia, just throw this on around midnight and I guarantee you'll be out cold by the second act. And yeah, you know, this movie does try to be mysterious. It tries to keep you guessing about who or what the killer is, but by the time it gets around to explaining it, you've already stopped caring. I won't spoil it, but let's just say that the reveal lands with all of the impact of a wet paper towel hitting a pile of dog crap. It's less of a, oh, reveal and more of a, who the heck are those guys type of reveal. Now, because this review is running kind of short, here's some fun facts about Hell Night. This film, it was shot in real time because the cast and crew actually fell asleep while they were filming and just kept the cameras rolling. Now, Linda Blair reportedly thought that she was filming The Exorcist 3 on this one, and they just really cut the budget. In a cut scene, we find that the killer's motivation was to find the script, which was lost during pre-production and never replaced. The original title of Hell Night was Mildly Uncomfortable Evening, but test audience decided that that was far too exciting for what we got. Everything about this movie screams missed opportunity. With the right energy, some humor, some over-the-top gore, maybe a wink to the audience, this could have been so much fun. But Hell Night refuses to have a sense of humor about itself. It's like watching someone read a horror movie script out loud in monotone while sitting on a fog machine. It's trying to be gothic, it's trying to be spooky, but instead it looks tired. As tired as I was watching it. By the end, I wasn't scared, I wasn't entertained, I was just sitting there wondering if my own elevator from the lift was available to put me out of my misery. So yeah, Hell Night is an utter disaster. A slasher movie without any slashing, a haunted house movie without any haunt, and a horror movie without any horror. It's a slow, dull, lifeless jolt that is so joyless it might actually make you afraid of boredom itself, and that is why I shall not be putting Hell Night on my list of 31 spooky movies of Halloween. How do you make a slasher movie boring? I don't get it. That's not something you do on accident. That takes talent. It takes an incredible amount of talent. Almost the same amount of talent it takes to go to the YouTube video description below and click on the link for Patreon and support us for only $5 a month. You can also become a YouTube channel member. Either way, you get all kinds of perks and you get this video and other videos early. And of course, like, share, subscribe, and do all those other things and show the world that you are better than Hell Night.